Yes, indeed. We are heading back outside for Around Town. This morning, we have landed in Davis, California. ABC 10's Jordan Tolbert giving us some insight on all the things that make Davis cool. And she right now is at Yesterday Vintage. Jordan, good morning.
That's right. Well, if I sound out of breath, it's because we ran across the street after we were talking to Lawrence at the Growing Grubs. And now we are at Yesterday Vintage, and there is just a variety of beautiful clothing. But without further ado, I do want to get to talking with the two co-owners. So I know that the way that you began this business is pretty unique. So kind of tell me a little bit about that. By the way, this is Domby and Michaela who are here with us this morning. Thank you for being here and waking up so early.
Yeah, so we've all been in the industry for at least 5 years and are all Davis locals and came together to open the store in October of 2023.
Yeah, so what do you love about, owning a vintage store in downtown Davis?
What we love the most about owning a business in Davis is the sense of community we've built.
Yeah.
As you know, with Lawrence, we've become really close with him, Maples Market as well. And, just working with all the students.
Yeah, absolutely amazing downtown community. Even this morning when I pulled up at like 4 a.m., I was admiring just how beautiful it is out there. So I know that you do, a lot of different events with people, you said, and we'll talk about that more in a second. But let's go ahead and talk about some of these looks that you've curated here. So first and foremost, I asked you this earlier, what constitutes vintage? Like, what is the definition of that?
Yeah, so vintage would be any piece of clothing that is at least 20 years old or older.
Okay, very cool. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these beautiful pieces that you've put together.
Yeah, so these are all vintage Davis pieces. Starting out here, we do have the classic UC Davis logo on a vintage 70s baby tee.
Beautiful.
And then here we have a 1960s UC Davis tee with the Aggies on there.
How cool.
It's quite rare, yeah. It's a really cool piece.
Love that.
And then we have the classic
my
Doxy
gosh.
Derby race from Picnic Day that's still running to this day.
I love
Just a really
it.
cool find.
Iconic.
And then finally we have the Not Solus Gallery tee. And you can still find them here in Davis to this day.
Amazing. Okay, so kind of like we were talking about, you guys do a lot of stuff in the community. So kind of talk about different events that you have going on. And I know you have one coming up later this fall.
Yeah, so we just had the opportunity to host a pilot event here in the East Street Plaza parking lot. It was in collaboration with the Davis Downtown Business Association and then Lawrence from the Growing Groves and I. But it was a really fun event, over 30 vendors constituted of, artists and makers, Davis brick and mortars, and Davis nonprofits.
Okay, and you're going to plan another one too coming up,
Yeah,
right?
so fingers crossed, it's going to happen in the fall this year, but it's still in the works, and we're really excited to make it even bigger and better than last time.
Okay, and congratulations to you guys, because I know that you are celebrating 2 years this October, right?
Correct.
Okay, congratulations, and thank you so much for joining us. It has been wonderful. Obviously,
Jordan.
they have a wonderful selection. And where can people find you online?
At Yesterday Davis on Instagram.
Okay, great. Walt, did you have a question? I heard Jordan.
I did. I saw a hockey jersey over there
Okay.
that Andrew was panning around to, and it was
hockey
number
jersey.
91. I'm
Okay.
curious. We got the Stanley Cup Finals going on. I'm curious who the jersey is. Tavares. What team is that, Drew? Flip that bad boy around.
The Toronto Maple
Leafs. That is super cool. How much they want for that?
Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
Let's see how much this goes for. Let's check the price here. Okay. $28.
That's pretty cherry. Let me talk to you about that. My son has hockey jerseys. Toronto is one of the original.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's the kind of thing that you find at a place like that, a little hidden gem. Somebody like me is like, hey, where's that hockey jersey from?
Yeah.
So that's how they get their money.
Absolutely.